All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we have a Houston Rockets video. Now, I'm just going to talk about some bold predictions, kind of just going player by player and just the team in general. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, hit that like button, hit that sub button. I'm trying to hit 5K, man. It's a grind, man. So if you're watching this video, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm still working on clips. I don't know how to get undemonetized clips. I just have no idea. So we've got this Houston Rockets mix going in the background. Hopefully it's the last time for a while, but I want to start this video by talking about Jayshawn Tate. Now, Jayshawn had an incredible first year, in my opinion. His ability to lock down defensively, it's going to be something that is very, very useful for this Rockets team moving forward. Now, if Jayshawn Tate can take the leap offensively, I mean, the sky's the limit for him, and we'll see just what he works on. He's currently 6'4", weighing in at about 230 pounds. My guess is that he comes at least at 225, 220 next season. You could already tell as the year started to go on, and right by the end of the year, Jayshawn Tate was looking good. He was looking slim. He was kind of a big boy when he first came onto the Houston Rockets team, and then by the end of the season, you could tell a noticeable slim down. And so offensively, that's going to help him. The issue is I don't know what position Jayshawn Tate is going to be moving forward, and I really hope it's small forward. I think that KJ Martin and Jayshawn Tate both playing the small forward position for next season is definitely the move. Now, with that being said, let's just go ahead and talk about KJ. I made a video the other day about why I think he'll become an all-star relatively soon. I mean, he possesses all the traits. When he starts, he averages close to 18 points per game, close to 8 or 9 rebounds per game. And although he is only 6'6", 215, I mean, he can play the center. He started a game at the center position. But I think small forward, power forward, kind of just because the Houston Rockets, they're so small that he's going to play power forward a lot next year with Kelly Olynyk's kind of next season. Where is he going to play? That's kind of up in the air. So KJ Martin Jr., I think he's going to come onto this Rockets team, average about at least 20 minutes per game. Hopefully they get him up to about 25, but that's the big thing right now is who starts, KJ or Jayshawn Tate, or can they both start if Kelly Olynyk is gone? Personally, I would love to see them both start, but I just want to make sure that in free agency, we don't get a guy that's why I've made videos talk about why I don't really want Kawhi Leonard, because first off, I mean, he doesn't want to come here and he's not going to come here. It would just hinder the progression of Jayshawn Tate and KJ Martin, who I think both of these two players, they legitimately have all-star, they legitimately have all-star potential. And especially with KJ being so young, I mean, he's a whole 4 years younger than Jayshawn Tate. He might be actually 5 years younger than Jayshawn Tate. I think he is 5. I think Jayshawn's 25. So the progression of KJ Martin offensively is going to be great, and he had a huge block party. I mean, he blocked almost every superstar in the league this season, it felt like. So he's got the reach, he's got the wingspan, and the sky's the limit for KJ. I am so excited for both KJ and Jayshawn Tate. I think that really only Rocket fans, honestly, I think really only hardcore Rocket fans are excited about both those two players. I think a casual takes a look at our small forward position and they're like, oh, God, that's it? Ugh. The biggest thing for me is Daniel House. He just should not be starting next year. If Daniel House comes onto this roster and is starting, I mean, we got big issues. So let's talk about Sterling Brown. I'm going to talk about Sterling Brown and David Nwaba kind of hand in hand here. They're pretty much, they both weigh 220-ish. They both are 6'5". The thing about David Nwaba is he took some good offensive strides. I just think that his price is going to be a little too high because of such a solid year he had. A contending team should look at David Nwaba, especially with the offensive progression he had this season, and be like, why would I not want this player? I mean, David can almost lock up all 5 positions. I mean, he can lock up any guard position, and he can also score the ball now. So that was my biggest thing kind of in Brooklyn and when he was out here in Chicago is that, yeah, he was a lockdown defender, but offensively there just was nothing there. And this year you saw him take that leap. So I think the Rockets only retain one of them. And if we're being quite honest here, it's a really tough one. My gut is telling me Sterling Brown. I like Sterling Brown's potential. But David Nwaba, I mean, they're both super young. They've both been in the league for just around the same amount of time. If they found a way to get both, that would be good. We just have so many guards. That's kind of the thing. That's the downside with Sterling Brown, is he's mainly a shooting guard. That's his listed position. So we'll see what the Rockets decide to do. As far as bold predictions, I don't think either of these two players like kind of break out next year offensively where it's like, oh my God. So I think that's about it for them. John Wall, man, I've got big hopes for John Wall. I think John Wall is going to have a phenomenal year. I really do. I mean, he averaged 20-7 last year. He only played like half the games. There should be no load management. So John Wall should be good to play pretty much every game he's able to. And he's a playmaker. He's a dog. He's good defensively. I love John Wall. The one downside for John Wall, or I guess there's two, he's owed over $90 million for the next 2 years. And doesn't necessarily fit the Houston Rockets timeline. So with KPJ out here tweeting that he's a point guard, it's good because we only have John Wall for the next 2 years max. So I like the mentorship that he can give Kevin. Someone's going to have to come off the bench next year. Like one of our, whether it's Jayshawn Tate, whether it's KPJ, someone's going to come off the bench next season from whoever we draft, Evan Mobley or Jalen Green. And if we had drafted Jalen Green, I mean, you might honestly find KPJ being on the bench to start the season, which sounds absolutely crazy, but I think they will figure out a deal for John Wall. I guess that might be a bold prediction. I don't think he'll get dealt this offseason, but I do see him being dealt at some point next season. A contending team should look at John Wall and be like, he's got gas in the tank, man. I want John Wall, and Rockets are most likely going to have to give up a first-round pick for him. So if I'm a contending team and I see that deal, especially if I'm like the Miami Heat or even like the Los Angeles Clippers, I would want to bounce on this. And then especially if you're the New York Knicks, I mean, you just have the salary. You don't even have to match any salary. So let's kind of talk about some younger players here. I think I'm going to make a video on Kyrie Thomas. Kyrie Thomas is dope. The only issue is we have so many guards. So hopefully Dante Exum's gone. You got Armani Brooks. You got DJ Wilson, you got Anthony Lamb, you got Eric Gordon. Like, this is a very, very deep team. All the players I don't see Dante Exum returning next year. And to be quite honest with you, I don't see DJ Augustine returning next year just because of the point guard depth we have. I understand you need veterans on your team, but isn't that what John Wall is? John Wall is the veteran. So at that point guard position, I would love to see Kyrie Thomas and Armani Brooks kind of be that backup 1-2 duo, because those two players can hoop. I mean, Armani Brooks literally broke a 3-point record past Steph Curry. I mean, Armani Brooks is a special talent, and I don't think anybody really realizes this except Armani and some like diehard Houston Rocket fans. And the same kind of goes with Kyrie Thomas. I mean, we're looking at two players who have some potential here. And so I really like this Houston Rockets lineup moving forward. I just think that they're like one or two free agent pieces away from actually somehow making some noise. DJ Wilson's a very underrated power forward. Anthony Lamb, to be quite honest with you, I'm not sure Anthony Lamb's I don't think he's going to be on this team for much longer, which sucks because I'm an Anthony Lamb guy. Avery Bradley, I'm sure he'll go to a contender. I don't think he's going to accept his player option. As far as Kelly Olynyk and Eric Gordon go, I don't see either of those two players being on the roster next season. If both of them were, Kelly Olynyk is probably going to do something similar that if he were to start, he'd probably do something similar to this year. I think he was around 18-8. So probably be around that just because of how many minutes he's going to be able to play. The issue with Kelly Olynyk to me is his defensive. He's just not good defensively. Yeah, he tries really hard, but if your big men are Christian Wood and Kelly Olynyk, that's going to cause some problems, especially if your backcourt duo is KPJ and Jalen Green. Kind of only leaves Jayshawn Tate as like the good, solid defender. So there's a whole bunch of moving pieces on this Rockets team. I think this team will be in the play-in tournament, as crazy as it sounds, but I think that they will be in it, and that is kind of my bold prediction on the team. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Let me know what you guys think about the Rockets next year. Hit the like button, hit the sub button. Peace.